What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing, back at you again. Today's topic, Devin Haney and the unprecedented $400,000 push, the real robbery. Loma trying to rob Haney twice. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life you for riches, huh? That life you for riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
Okay, boxing fans, we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk some boxing again. So, uh, we're gonna keep the pressure on. When it comes to this Devin Haney and Lomachenko fight, right? So the latest controversy, well, this is it's been going on for a little while now. 'Cause this happened actually, in the pre-fight. Okay, we saw that in the pre-fight build-up, Devin Haney pushed Lomachenko. Just like the way like Caleb Plant was pushed by you know uh, Canelo, right? So here we're looking at the picture. There you see him pushing Lomachenko. Now, I mean, it's a pre-fight build-up, right? So these guys are doing whatever they're doing. I mean, I guess Haney is trying to basically build up the fight, promote the fight, but more or less to me, it looks like he's basically trying to intimidate Lomachenko. And the reason I think he's trying to do that is because that's what Teofimo did when he fought Lomachenko. He was talking a lot of smack to Lomachenko, up in Lomachenko's face, physically intimidating Lomachenko with his size, that he's a bigger guy. And that's basically what, that it actually worked, because we saw what Lomachenko did in the fight with Teofimo. He didn't do nothing for like the first 7 rounds. And it looks like it worked again for Devin Haney because that's what he did. He pushed Lomachenko, and we saw what Lomachenko did. I mean, he started out a little bit faster than he did in the Teofimo fight, but he was still kind of hesitant in the first in the first 7 rounds or so. He was a little bit hesitant. Devin Haney was pushing the pace most of the first half of the fight. So we saw that the intimidation for Devin Haney actually worked. So let's get into this, this little article here. Because we are hearing about this robbery. Okay, we're hearing about robbery here, robbery there. That Devin, Lomachenko got robbed, but nobody's talking about the real robbery. Okay, that went on it with this fight. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. So again, let's go to the article, and we're gonna read this article. We're gonna go straight to the receipts, and we're gonna read this article, right? So let's check it out. So it says here, undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney, 30-0, 15 KOs, has claimed on Twitter that the Nevada State Athletic Commission (NSAC) fined him 400,000 for his shove of Vasiliy Lomachenko. Uh, During their ceremonial weigh-in on May 19th, Haney and Lomachenko weighed in for their title fight that took place the following day, a close bout that saw Haney win by unanimous decision. Later last Friday, the two attended a ceremonial weigh-in. When the time came to face off for the fans and the cameras, Haney would push Lomachenko, an act that did not please the NSAC. Now, a few days later after the fight, Haney posted this tweet. This guy is an effing sore loser. Get this privileged sore loser out of boxing. He makes excuses as he goes. Take your loss like a man and stop crying. It was set up for you to win for the third time in your career and you failed. Tell the commission to give me my 400K back for the push, for that push. The NSAC, which is the Nevada State Athletic Commission, eventually filed a complaint against Haney. Now, I'm not sure if that's correct. I mean, wouldn't it be Lomachenko would have to file a complaint? Why would the NSAC file a complaint against Haney? Who did they file a complaint with? I mean, how does that work? Who did the NSAC file the complaint with? If they're the one that's file, if they're the one that's finding uh, Haney, so it must have been Lomachenko probably, you know, filed a complaint. But here they say the NSAC eventually filed a complaint against Haney. That doesn't. I mean, I don't know, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, it seems more likely that it was Lomachenko and his team that filed a complaint against Haney with the NSAC. So I don't know what they're talking about here, but maybe it's some kind of protection. They trying to shield Lomachenko from the fact that he snitched on Haney. How he was complaining about the push. You know, he didn't have to snitch because everybody saw the push. But that's not the first time somebody's been pushed in a fight. I mean, you know, in a build up, that happens all the time. People headbutt each other. They put their head in your face, in your chest. They push each other. We saw with the Caleb Plant and the Canelo. We saw that Canelo pushed Caleb Plant. I don't think he got fined $400,000. I mean, I don't think he got fined at all. But let's continue with this article. The NSAC eventually filed a complaint against Haney. From the above tweet, it appears that they also heavily fined him. Haney's purse has been estimated at to be $4 million. Has the NSAC done this before? In the past, the NSAC has punished fighters for various offenses. In 2018, boxers Saul Canelo Alvarez and Kenichi Ogawa received 6-month bans for failing drug tests. Jessica Ragoxi, who competed in both in boxing and MMA, received a 1-month ban and an $833 fine for taking medication for back pain. Prior to an MMA fight in 2010, MMA fighter Pedro uh, Munoz received a $2,500 fine for jumping in the cage in 2019. There does not appear to be there does appear to be a precedent for fining fighters due to pre-fight antics, though not necessarily at weigh-ins. John Jones and Daniel Cormier received fines for brawling in the hotel lobby in 2014. In the end, Haney got his hand raised in a narrow, controversial, unanimous decision victory to retain his WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO belts. It appears that the NSAC is looking to take stronger action against weighing antics by fining Haney. They seem to be setting an example, even if it's to the displeasure of many. Okay, so let's chop this up. I mean, so here the biggest fine that the NSAC ever gave was a $2,500 fine for jumping the cage in 2019 in an MMA fight. All of the what we're looking at here is all of this is MMA stuff they're talking about, except for the one with Canelo and Kenichi Ogawa. That was a drug test these guys failed. They got banned. They didn't even get fined. They got banned for 6 months, a 6 month ban is nothing in boxing because that's how much time a lot of these fighters take off in between fights. So they just basically, gave Canelo, uh, they just basically it's like when it's like they say they suspend you. It's a suspension with pay. That would be the equivalent. You know what I'm saying to what they did to Canelo. Yeah, I mean, so 6 month ban is nothing. What does that mean? I mean, Canelo goes 6 months, between fights sometimes. So that wasn't really any ban. It was just it was just it was nonsense, really. So again, uh, we're looking at the biggest fine ever given out by the NSAC, according to this article, is $2,500 for jumping the cage in an MMA fight. They have never, according to this article, give out a fine for another fighter pushing another fighter. Okay, in a build up, which happens all the time. Okay, so and then now they at the bottom here it says here at the end of the article it says it appears the NSC is looking to take stronger action against weighing antics. Well, my question is, when did they ever take any action against any weighing antics before this Lomachenko and Devin Haney fight? Where is the evidence of them taking any kind of action? So it looks like this is the first time they're finding a fighter, uh, you know, uh, so in a because of weighing antics. So here again, we're seeing that you know Devin Haney is breaking more records. The first black fighter or any fighter to be fined for you know, building up a fight or in the way just the way in shenanigans as they say, okay, which happens all the time. But he's been fined for it. The first boxer ever to be fined. Not only the first, it looks like according to this article, but the unprecedented fine of $400,000. We're talking about $500,000 practically. Okay, I mean 500K almost. I mean this is ridiculous. Okay, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever. You know, uh, this is basically highway robbery. Okay, this is what it is: a robbery in broad daylight. They might as well have taken a gun and just stuck up Devin Haney, and just take his money from him because that's what basically is going on. It's extortion, robbery, really. So at the end of the day, man, people really got to see this thing for what it is. I mean, Lomachenko got 3 million for this fight, right? Devin Haney supposedly got 4 million. They fined Devin Haney $400,000, so that means they're taking $500,000 away from him. So now the pay is equal. He gets 3.4, and Haney gets 3.5, basically. So I mean, ah man, this thing is so. I mean, the injustice of it all is mind blowing. Okay, $400,000. Can you? I mean, let me say that again. They fined the man $400,000, and their biggest fine previously was for $2,500. So who really got robbed? That's my question. Okay, who really got robbed in this fight? Well, based on what I'm seeing, I would have to say they robbed Devin Haney once and they tried to rob him twice with the fight. I mean, that's what Lomachenko's team did. They went and put out they complained about the push, and they went and complained about the decision. So they wanted to they got the money for the push. It looks like, but they didn't get the money for the decision because the decision went against them, and so they're pissed off about that. And they're out there crying and whining and moaning. But it is what it is, man. You still got people out there talking about it. Loma was robbed. Okay, when when you really look at the situation, you see who was really getting robbed was Devin Haney. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. It looks like I don't know if this fine is gonna stand. Okay, but I hope that Devin Haney would try to fight it. I don't know if he has any options in that regard. But I mean, this whole thing is ridiculous. What I mean? So basically, what it comes down to is that Devin Haney was punished for beating Lomachenko. Okay, that's what it comes down to. He was punished for beating Lomachenko. Okay, and man, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and people just gotta recognize what's really going on and stop falling for the okey doke all the time. So I'm not gonna make this video a long video. I'm just gonna leave it here. Again, who really got robbed? Was it Devin Haney or was it Lomachenko? My vote is Haney got robbed. Okay, and we see that here. This was a stick up in broad daylight. So again, with that said, I'm going to leave it there. This is TBE Boxing saying I'm out.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life before riches, huh? That life before riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.